Cool. So we're gonna learn some tips about using ChatGPT today. So I'm gonna share my screen. So we're gonna start with vocabulary. So what I did, of course, I did everything in English so everybody can understand. But while you guys in breakout room, you can try your target language. So for the vocabulary, if you can see here, um, this is the first prompt I put in. Create a story about 100 words long, I missed that word, about Tom moving to China to learn Chinese and getting settled in campus. The story should be around level B1. So the level, I know in DLS, we're mostly using the ILR level, and which is not like the most common level. So, but however, we do have a document here that Leah can share with everyone. That's the one I'm using too, which here, it has a comparison of the ILR levels we're using to the most common two different level standards. One is ACTFL, another one is, I don't know, suffer. Yeah. So the suffer is the common European framework of reference. So I noticed in ChatGPT, you can go to either one of them. So if you see my prompts here, I use the suffer. So I put like, should be B1, level B1. And can you include the following vocabulary? So this is where we can come in. So we can like put in the vocabulary from like you want the students to practice to put them in here. And then it gave me a pretty well story. And I kept going, say, based on the story, create two different vocabulary practice activities. So I just want to see what kind of activities it can produce. You wanted to tell the ChatGPT each activity should have how many questions. Otherwise, you'll just keep generating like very, very long. So I changed it because I don't want to use so much time to go through the questions. And then it gave me one is fill in the blanks. Oh, also you should mention provide the answers. Well, you can always add that later, but if you remember, provide this in the first comment. So then you gave me, so the answers, it just took the ones I asked ChatGPT to focus on. So those will be the answers, and those are the fill in blank questions. And another type is matching. So basically matching the key vocab with the definition and also give you the answers. So, and then I ask the ChatGPT, organize the matching activity in two columns. So now it did for me. Why I'm asking this is because if you attend like the previous couple of sessions, so we find out in this way, it's very easy for us to copy and paste those things to either Quizlet or the word wall that we learned, I think it was the previous session. So, and then, so I can just copy this and then go to the word wall and then use the activity template in there. And after that, I wanted to see if ChatGPT can create a completely different story, but at the same level. So that way you can use like a different story to different classes. So it actually did a pretty good job, gave me a total different story, but still including the key vocabulary I was asking at the very beginning. And then I did ask ChatGPT, based on the story, create a close activity, which is like fill in the blanks and then provide answers, right? Those are like very common vocabulary practices. So, And then if you guys remember the word wall, right? For vocabulary, we can, you can create activity. There is a lot, like for example, if you want to do match up, remember we asked them to put like the matching activity in 2 columns, and then you copy those, right? And then you just paste. And then there is one thing I don't think I mentioned in previous training. So since those are words, if you do want, this doesn't matter. If you do want this make sound, you can click here. And then you can choose the language. It has a lot of language. Let's see if it has the one. Let's see. Oh, still no Hungarian, huh? Yeah, it does have quite a bit, but still, of course, it's missing some of the.
Excuse me, I'm sorry
Yeah.
to interrupt. Hungarian is there. It's just
Is
spelled
it?
out in Hungarian, saying Hungarian Magyar. It's under the letter M, M
Um,
as in Mary. So
okay.
if you look
I,
at the M, it says there Magyar.
okay. Well, that's great. Well, yeah, no, if it's in there, that's great. So that can, so the idea of like using other two combined with ChatGPT together sometimes can solve some problems for us. So then when you copy in here, and then you can choose a target language, then you can generate, and then that would, of course, we generate English for this word.
Move.
I don't know if you guys can hear it. They'll generate like a sound. It says move, and then you hit OK. When the students play the game, they will hear the sound. So that's for the vocab. The idea of like using ChatGPT is just like the prompt need to be very clear, and also need to be a lot of back and forth to tell the ChatGPT how to modify levels, adjusting levels. So this is for vocabulary. And of course, this will go well with Quizlet too, if you want to do that. And then I want to show you another one. Actually, I want to get some ideas from you guys about grammar. So have you guys ever used ChatGPT to create any grammar exercise or activities? Any ideas?
I have for like simple past or I agree with my colleague Agnes. Yes, it's very limited in our language, but if we give like very simple, straightforward, so in other words, lower level students, but anything where it's more complex or layered or nuanced, yeah, right. I'm sure it's in the process, as Leah said, and they keep developing it, but I'm just agreeing with her, meaning with Agnes, that yes, not there yet, but even like a simple present, past, or future tense, that would work.
Yeah, yeah. That's actually what I was gonna show, because the one I did for grammar is to ask it to, can you create 10 sentences focused on getting the students to practice past tense on topic shopping. So, and then you gave me 10 sentences very well. I checked, even like highlight, like bolted the past tense verbs for me. So, and then I asked it to modify those sentences to, that was a typo, to actful intermediate low level, because I want to see how does it understanding the actful level. And then also I want, instead of sentence, I want it become like complete story. So, move the level up a little bit. And then it did pretty well. Well, it might not work that well for like some languages, but then for English or for like a lot of like a little bit bigger languages, I believe it should work pretty much the same as in English. So for the reason I'm asking for this is also I have the word wall activity template in mind, because there was a closed activity template. Let me show you guys. Complete a sentence. So if you missed the session from previous month, I'll show you really quick. So what you can do is you copy this whole story. If you're happy with it, after adjustment, you put in here. Now you want the students focus on doing the past tense verb, right? You can just click add missing text, or you can actually just pick out the words you want the students to put in and do this. So basically, I'll do a few and then I'll show you what it look like. Returned, that's a past tense. And discovered. Okay. So now I know it's a little bit weird because it's add missing text. Actually, what you do is like pulling those texts out from the paragraph. So when we are hitting done, then when the students can play this, and then they can just like drag those things and put them in the right sentences. And then also that's the reason why I ask ChatGPT to turn those 10 sentences into a paragraph. And also I tried one thing, because how matching activity or filling in the blanks, they're more like commonly known activities. But I was thinking if they can create a finding the error activity, they actually did a pretty good job, and also give instructions and present this with like a run verb. I gone shopping and found, and then also give you arrows to find incorrect, right? And then after that, even give you a corrected story. So this is just like one example with the grammar. You can always like try to find a different way to ask ChatGPT to do. You just have to play with it. However, if you do use Quizlet or use the word wall, if you have the template in mind, like, if I want to do matching or if I wanted to fill in or true or false, then you can just tell ChatGPT is like, create a true and false activity based on the story. And it will just do the same for you. And then you can just copy and paste. So this is the grammar and the vocab. I do want to give you guys a little bit time to practice those two. See if we can spark any new ideas besides those example ones I showed you guys. So I'm gonna send you guys out the breakout room only for about like maybe 10 minutes. And then Leah will share example prompts with you guys. And it looks like this. It's just the prompts I have used. And then if you look at it, all the yellow highlighted parts are the ones you can just replace with your own ideas, like a different words or different topic. And then I want you guys to try it with your target language, see if we find something interesting or something like not so good. And then we can come back and then share like our thoughts. And how many do we have here? 16. Okay. Leah, can you please send them out to breakout room, maybe like 4?
Yes,
people?
one moment.
Yeah. So we'll focus on the vocabulary and grammar. Those two activities right now. And then after you guys come back, we will do the reading, speaking, and the listening.
Okay.
Thank you.
See you in 10 minutes.
And those two breakout rooms just happen to be all using that for the Arabic language. And then it sounds like they're pretty accurate for that. And so let's move on because I have more stuff to show you guys. I think that you'll really like it. So the next one we'll do reading and speaking. So for reading and speak, oh, sorry, I'm not sharing my screen. I'm not. There you go. Okay. So you know how our students, when they reach certain level, like ILR, I think it's like 2, maybe 1+ above, and then they need to understand like fact reports and stuff. So it's like a little bit more in depth of like reading comprehension. So I just asked ChatGPT to write a fact report about the statue. That was wrong, typo, of liberty. The report should be around 150 words for level B1 students. And then it gave me a very nice 2 paragraphs talking. It just like lists a lot of fact in there, you know, like 93 meters tall, and then where it is, and then it's pretty nice written. So, and then I'm happy with the report. So I said, based on the report, create 3 different types of reading comprehension activities, and each activity, you know, the same idea, just gave ChatGPT very specific instructions. So the first type, it gave me a true and false one, and of course gave me answers. And then another type is multiple choice. And then the third one is short answer, which they're all very common. So that's good. And then what's so great about it, I want to provide like another tip. Have you guys ever used a tool called a natural reader? It's pretty awesome. Here. I think it's called a natural reader. Yeah. So if your text is not too long, it's completely free. Hold on. Oh wait, this is not the natural reader. I think is here. Let me get started. Okay, I used it before in Chinese. So what you can do is we generate that, hold on, we generate this paragraph, right? You can turn this reading into listening if you want to, and then you can copy this and then just go into the natural reader and then paste in here, and you can change, we gotta change language, English, back to English. There you go. Okay, and why it didn't save English, and then we choose a guy, maybe Sarah. Okay, now if you hit play,
The Statue of Liberty is a famous symbol of freedom and democracy located in New York.
can you guys hear the sound? Okay, so this tool is great for, they'll let you know if you put into the like super long text, they'll be like, you have to upgrade whatever, but then you can just cut that off into like 2 pieces and put them in. You can read, I mean, at least for Chinese, it sounds pretty natural. So you can kind of play around with that too whenever you have ChatGPT generate paragraph or stories. And then that's one thing. And so I want to turn this also into like a speaking activity, like a discussion. So I asked ChatGPT, based on the report, create, no, sorry, the next one. Based on the report, create an interview script that contains 6 questions, provide answer prompts for interviewee, and organize them in 2 columns. So you gave me 6 questions, 6 answers. Very nice. and I asked to adjust the level. So if you remember at the very beginning, I was asking for B1, which is like 2 or 2 plus. So I asked to adjust level to A1, which is lower, more like a novice, advanced or something. And then we can see how it did it. Like the first question is, can you tell me who gifted the Statue of Liberty to the United States? And then the question, if you imagine this into the target language, the students are learning, they like rephrase the question in a much simpler sentence pattern. So it's like easier for the interviewee to understand and reply. Also, the answer prompts got simpler too. So this is the reading and speaking. And the last one, oh, there's another one speaking I want to show you guys about the dialogue. So if you're looking for materials or dialogues for role play activities or just for students to practice speak out loud, you can also use ChatGPT to do that. I said, create a dialogue script on the topic of birthday event. The dialogue should include the following aspects: scheduling event time, make reservations, and inviting friends. The dialogue is for level B1 students. So after I said that, the ChatGPT gave me 3 separate, you can see here, scheduling the event time, making reservations, and inviting friends. It gave me 3 separate sections. And then I said, I don't want 3 separate scripts. Make one continuous dialogue to include all aspects. And then it gave me, I think it's very nice conversation about, you know, making reservations, celebration for the birthday and stuff. So that's the dialogue I want to show you guys. Of course, you can continue say, can you change this dialogue into a role play activity? It will give you, like, it will just generate like contents for you. And then you can just keep asking it to modify it. So that's the reading, speaking, the kind of like, you can use them for both. And then the last one I'm very excited to show you guys is the listening using YouTube video. I think it's really good. So if we go to YouTube video, I actually saved one here. 故事 shopping.
Welcome back.
So you probably already know.
This US Open off.
Miller just lobbed a message.
Sorry,
William
I have to,
Jones said using some.
There you go. So when you go search YouTube, after when you search it, you should see. Okay. And there should be filters here. If you open up the filter, you make sure the video you are searching has subtitles. You choose feature, click this. So you will only give you the ones with subtitles. And then you can choose, of course, any of those. But I'm gonna go back to the one I already chosen. It's this one. And then after you choose the video, right? And then you go down here. You expand this like kind of like a description area. And then you go down. You can see transcript. And then you can click show transcript. And then it has the transcript with time stamps here. If you do this, you can toggle the time steps, and then the time steps will be out, but I like to have it. I'll tell you why in a minute. So what I did is I copied this whole thing because you can easily copy this whole script, and then went to ChatGPT. And I said, can you create 3 different types of listening activities for B2 level learners based on the script provided below? Each type of activity should have 5 questions, provide the correct answer, and their time stamps. So that's why I saved those timestamps. And then I copy and paste the scripts here. And this is what I got. So I got listening activity 1 is multiple choice questions, right? And then give me the answer. What I really like is give me the timestamp. So when you use that with the students, you can easily find the correct answer, replay it for the students if the students get it wrong. You know, it's just like very time saving. You don't have to like go into the video, going back and forth, find the correct spot. So it gave me multiple choices. It gave me true or false. It's great. Like each answer, they gave me a timestamp. Also, another one is fill in the blanks. Okay, now this is very interesting and it's very useful. So I asked ChatGPT, this is kind of like talk, right? We're texting each other and the ChatGPT is like, here, I got those ideas. But now I just being lazy. I'm like, okay, can you organize all the activities into a student worksheet format? Then I don't have to write the instruction and everything. And it did good. I think it did pretty good. So it gave me instruction at the very beginning, very clear. Activities here, even give you the dash, like the line, like where the students, you can just copy and paste, put in the word. So basically, you don't really need to do a lot of formatting. If you ask ChatGPT to do this for you, all you need to do is just like copy and paste to a worksheet or like a Google Sheet or whatever you use. And then even give you answer key, you can just copy and save as a teacher's answer key. So I think this one is very great. So after you ask ChatGPT generate any content, if you want to turn the ideas, you guys going back and forth into a worksheet, just give ChatGPT the instruction, like turn this into a worksheet or like into 3 different sections, 4 different sections. You can just like describe how you want the worksheet look like to ChatGPT and then let ChatGPT do the work. So let me see, is there any more? Okay, so now I want to send you guys back to your breakout room and then we can focus doing, maybe we'll find a YouTube video, try the script with the listening activity, and then we can try with like the speaking and reading activities too. And then you guys obviously can try the natural reader tool. It's pretty useful. I would love to hear your feedback on that regarding different languages. Questions? No? Then we'll all be in breakout room.
They're in new groups.
Language.
It is Japanese,
Japanese, okay. Wait.
just for your information.
Yeah. The natural reader, yeah, of course, like you just have to try it out. I mean, there are a lot of other tools out there for the AI voice. I would love to hear if anybody run into a good one, just share with us, you know. Okay, so any things to share before we end today's session? Okay, go ahead, Gerge.
So in my group, we had Hungarian, which I teach, and then Arabic, which one of my colleagues, and also Spanish. So clearly 2 languages that are, you know, a lot of people speak and one that very limited. So, but with with the other 2 languages, there are many more dialects than it is in mine. So one of the things that actually we tried or spent time on was the natural reader. None of us have used it before. And we were just very curious to see how that would play out as far as just setting up the example and the fact and the story and translating and all of it. That was fine. We all checked it out on those languages. That was correct, and mirror translation, all of it through ChatGPT. With the natural reader, Veronica, who teaches Spanish, obviously we picked one because there were many options available as far as men and women reading it up from different parts with different dialects, depending where they are from. And she obviously told us that it's very specific or Spanish. So not she's originally from Bolivia, so there were, I guess, it was read up in a certain way. It was correct, but it was read up in a certain way. For the Hungarian, there's only two options, a lady and a gentleman. And the reading of it was, it sounded like a native speaker. The only thing is the text had English words in it here and there. Not everything, depending on what text you put in, not everything 100% possible to translate to Hungarian. So even if it would say an American city name, then it would pronounce it, but pronounce it with Hungarian sounds and put the letters next to it, not with everything, but with some of them. So there, a native speaker would be like, why are you saying Washington, D.C. that way? For instance. And then the third one we tried was Arabic, and we picked, I believe, the Syrian speaker to read up, again, a standard text. And Fadia informed us that, yes, that was pretty accurate, but obviously in Arabic there are many dialects, and again, that language has had quite a few options. And territories, Lebanon, Egypt, etc., where one could, I guess, further just narrow it down.
Yeah, I think you are definitely right. The natural reader, I don't think they have the software they're using don't have the multi-language recognition. So if you mix it in like two languages together, they're just like always like the main one and try to sign it out in their phonetic system. So
Correct. Yes.
sorry.
I think Olga wanted to say something.
Please.
Yeah, thank you. Linda was kind enough to do natural reader for me in Spanish, and the script was mixed Spanish and English. It was a mess. It was like a salad. It had some words in Spanish and some words in English in the same script. It was completely messed up.
Wait,
So I don't know.
GPT?
In what?
Did you say the content you generate?
The transcript. Yeah, we did the transcript. And
You
right,
said on
Linda? That
natural
was the
reader, though?
transcript. Yeah,
Natural
on
reader.
natural reader. Yeah. Was
Where did you get the
Text.
content from?
Yeah.
Linda, where we got it from? Where you got it from?
That's actually just one of the videos. Probably the script itself had a mix with the English, but we don't know. But I do have a couple questions for Sue. Do you know how to slow down the natural reader's speed? Do they have a setup for that? Second, can we download the sound file after we generate? I tried the Chinese one; it's really good. Also, the native speaker. So that I agree with you. Excellent.
Let me see. Speed. Yeah, you can download for sure. Let me share my screen. We can look at together really quick.
If anyone needs to drop off, please feel free. We're after 4:30. Thank you for attending, but we'll be on a little longer if you can stay.
And then if you use ChatGPT during your class, just feel free. If you have any questions, reach out to us. So we can see here. And if you open up this, it sounds like you can download. However, though, this is what I worry about. I think you do need to pay to download. And then for the speed,
I think it's there on the top. Do you see where it says 1x next to the play button?
Yes, I see it. Next to the blue button, there is like a go forward, and there's yeah, that one.
And then
Oh,
the select speed.
Yeah, I think you can just drag this, or
The
you
sta-
select.
It was a gift from France. Statue stands 93 meters.
So you just go directly, click the text. You will just jump to the one where you clicked, and then you can adjust speed here, right? And then, yeah, unfortunately, if you want to share or download, you have to pay.
good to know. Thank you.
They don't have the like go on YouTube button.
Yeah,
They don't have the button for like go on YouTube. No.
which one? The natural reader?
Uh-huh. Because some of the video when they plug in on their website, they should have the button like click to go on YouTube or something like that.
I don't think it's connected to YouTube.
Hmm.